Shalom, 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 Yasharala. It's your boy, Brother Samuel, back at you with another quick edifying video, right? And today's topic is going to be called "And They Move by Sorcery," right? First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Kahala Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakat Kodash, right? That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus the Christ, whose name is Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, right? In the Holy Spirit, right? Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from Tahar on down, who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth, right? So like I said, this topic is going to be called "They Move by Sorcery," man. Babylon, right? This is the land of sorcery, man, right? They move, and everything they use, right, is by sorcery, right? You just think about the different things and the different tactics that they have. And Salakia, let's actually just look up sorcery, right? Let's look up sorcery, the definition, right? It says the use of magic, especially black magic, right? So they use sorcery, man. They use magic, right? Matter of fact, let's see. Let's look up magic real quick. Let's look that up. Salakia. All right, so magic, right? The power of apparently influencing the course of events by using mysterious or supernatural forces, right? So we know, the spiritual counterpart of Esau, right, who is, in rule of Babylon, right, is Satan, right? He is, that left hand side power that they use, right? And they use that sorcery, that black magic, or that magic to influence events, on this world, man, right? And we just look at it. When you just think about just all the things that they use, like just even the television, even how I'm speaking to you right now, through a microphone, through a cell phone, right? All this stuff is when you think about it, it's sorcery, right? You're able to hear my voice and do all this stuff through this device, But like I said, they move through sorcery, right? So let's get through a couple of scriptures, right? We're gonna close it out. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 18, and verse number 23. It says, "And the light of the candle shall no more at all in thee." It says, "And the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by their sorceries were all nations deceived," right? This is talking about Babylon, right? Babylon is going to be found no more, right? This place is going to be destroyed because of the bloodshed and of the afflictions and the things that Babylon has done, right, to the nation of Israel, right, to the children of the Most High, right? But it says, "For by their sorceries were all nations deceived," right? And that's what we got to understand, that this place is all worked by sorcery, man, right? But this place is, like I said, scriptural. This place is going to go down, right? For deceiving everybody, and for all the wickedness that is done, right? Matter of fact, here, let's go to I'll go to verse number 3, right? It says, "For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication," right? So they've drunken this deceit, this magic. They've drinking this potion, right, that America has been dishing out, right? It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? So when you think of magic too, it's a lot of illusions and it's a lot of smoke screens and, have you looking here while they're doing something over here, man, right? And that's how this place Babylon works. It works with a lot of just trickery and delusion and sorcery, right? And not only did it deceive, our nation, right, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans or the Israelites, but it deceived all nations, right? Let's see. Let's go to Revelation 20, right? And verse number 7. It says, Revelation chapter 20, verse 7, it says, when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, right? And when we think about that, it was the time of the iconoclasm and when the Renaissance, right? When Esau got his power back, right? And started to take over the world, right? He started to, use his sorcery and his magic, like to paint pictures of the deception of the description of the saints, right? Of Yahweh Shai, like all these different things that they've done, that they've taken over, right, to deceive the people, right? But it says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is the sand of the sea. Right? So they've gone out, and now they've gone out to deceive, because now they're telling everybody, oh no, the Most High, right, and the angels, they're all so-called white, and hey, we're the children of the Most High. Like they're going out and they're deceiving the people, and they're using their sorcery to do so, right? And one of their sorceries, let's get this. It says, verse number 9. It says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city. It says, and fire came down from the Most High out of heaven and devoured them. Right? So, the things that this place does, man, is just, it's all through magicianry and sorcery, man. Right? That's how they get their power in their left hand side, man. They do a lot of deceiving and trickery, right? Because devil means deceiver at the end of the day, right? So, and this is what we got to understand. This is what they do, right? And like I said in Revelation 18, right, it says they have drunk. They've got the nations drunk. What did they got them drunk with? They got them drunk with this, with their philosophies and their doctrines, right? They've got them drunk with these illusions. A lot of our people. You look at a lot of our people, and they are drunk with with the delicacies, with all the stuff that America has to offer, right? They're so drunk, and they've basically been put to sleep, right, through the American dream, man, right? And that's what they go out each day, and each to go out to try to make this money, to try to go out and to get this fame and fortune, right? They've been you could say like hypnotized, man. They've been hypnotized into, or in a trance, right? They've been put in a trance to go and follow these ways, man, right? And it's all done through trickery and sorcery, right? And let's get this real quick, right? Because it's all magic, right? It's all different things, right? It says, let's go to Leviticus, right? Let's go into the law. Leviticus 19 and verse number 31, right? And it reads, regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards, to be defiled by them. I am Yahweh Shem Shai, your power, right? So we shouldn't be seeking after these familiar spirits, these wizards, like wizards, right? Wizards are like witches, right? Witches, they all use magician and magic, right? And what does it say? What's that? Exodus, what's that? 22, verse number 3. Salakia. Exodus 22 and Salakia 18, I believe. Khan. This is the book of Salakia, Salakia. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 18. It says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." Right? So we should not suffer a witch to live, man. Right? That's against the law, right? When you even look in the law, man. Right? And these people continue to do their sorcery and their wizardry and all these different things to deceive the people, right? To deceive, the nation of Israel and to deceive the other nations, man, right? And basically it has them drunk off the wine of their fornication, right? According to Revelation, was that 18 and 3, right? And it's not talking about drunk with wine, man, right? Let's get this, just so people don't get it twisted. So this is the book of Isaiah 29 and 9, right? It says, "Stave yourselves and wonder, cry ye out, and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink," right? And this is talking about like our people, man, right? Our people, right? This is what the Most High did to our people, right? He put them in a state of blindness and confusion, man, right? Because of all of our wickedness, right? But America, right? Babylon has taken over a tactic to blind us and keep us in a facade, right? A lot of our people don't even still understand that they're in captivity, right? Because they think that they can walk around in the city, they can go and do different things, that they're not in a captive state, man. They have no understanding. They are drunk and they're not in their right mind, right? So they're intoxicated, man. But they're intoxicated by this wickedness in this society, man. Right? Let's get another one, right? Let's see. And then you see why our people are running around all bugged out and messed up, right? And this is similar to what happened, this is in the book of Isaiah, chapter 51, and verse number 20. It says, thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets. As a wild bull in a net, they are full of fury of Yahweh Shema Shai, the rebuke of thy power, right? So our young men, man, right? They're angry, they're running around, right? They hang out in the corners, right? They hang out in the street corners, man, full of rage, man. Ready to they just looking for some action to do something, right? But it says, "Therefore hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine," right? Because what happens when you drink too much wine, right? When you drink too much wine, you become drunken, and then you become inebriated, and then you start to act out of your mind. Then you start doing things and acting different ways, right? Out of your mind. You get you start just being aggressive. You're ready to want to fight everybody. These are the things that our people are on, and they don't even know why that it is this way, man, right? But they've been blinded by this sorcery and this corruption of this place, man, right? And not only, right, and we already know that, our enemies, right? According to Psalms 83, we know that everybody, is against the Israelites. Every other nation is against the Israelites, right? There's no nation that's not against the Israelites, and they've all plotted together, right, to keep us that way, to keep us blind and to keep us drunk with this fornication, right? Because that's how this place is making money, man, right? And let's just get that real quick. This is the book of Psalms. All right. Psalms 83 and verse number 2. It says, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones." Right? And the hidden ones, those are talking to the Israelites, man, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It says, "They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Right? And that's the major plot and plan is to make sure that we don't remember who we are. Right? And how did they do that? They do that by sorcery and this magic and the drunkenness, right, of their wicked and evil ways, man. Right? They try to entice you, right, to leave, just like they did in the book of Maccabees, right? They try to get you to go into their fashion and their ways of life and their different things, right? To cut them off. So then now you don't even consider yourself to be the children of Israel. You don't even consider yourself, right, to be a Israelite, right? And that's what they've done. And they've kept you drunk, and they've kept you, hypnotized by all the different sorceries. And that's why a lot of this stuff, that we see in this world is basically to draw us away from what we really should be doing. So there's a lot of things that's going on, right? With the TV, right? You just think about it, man. It's a damn box, man. It's a rectangular box that just continues to show pictures that keeps you just drawn in, man. And then you next thing you know, you done lost track of time, and you could have been doing something. You could have been reading. You could have been reading these scriptures, right? But all these nations have consulted together, man, right? It says, "For they have consulted together with one consent; they are confederate against thee." And it says, "The tabernacle of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, and with the inhabitants of Tyre, Assyria is also joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot." Right? But you see that number one enemy is the children is the tabernacles of Edom. Right? Edom is the number one enemy. He's the one who's basically in charge of all the sorcery, and he is even using it against the other nations who have also consulted together, right? So even though they've consulted with these other nations, right, even them, they've taken the crafty counsel amongst them too. That's how wicked this place is, man. Right? Let's see. So, and we know, like, they're not to be trusted, man. Like with their sorcery and their different things, man. And when you watch, like, even magic tricks and magic shows, and a lot of times it's a sleight of hand. So it's to draw you off and have you concentrate on one thing, and on the other side they're doing other things, and that's what we see happening all the time. All these different things that they're doing right now, talking about they shot down a UFO, right? We know that that's not a chariot of the Lord, right? Because you can't even touch the chariots of the Lord, man. Right? Come on now. So they're using this sleight of hand, and then they're doing other things. Right? All these things are happening, and they put these stuff in the news, right? Just to draw your attention away from what their agenda and what they're really trying to do. Right? But let's get this. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58, and verse number 3. It said, "The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." Right? Speaking lies, man. As soon as they're born, they start speaking lies, man. That's how wicked they are, man. Right? That's how they're not to be trusted. And we know, what's that? The book of Sirach, right? Chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Right? You cannot trust these people, man. Right? With the sorceries that they're doing, right, to deceive the people, man, right? And this is let's read what Yahushua said, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, right? Matthew chapter 24, verse number 4. And it says, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, right? For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many, right? And that's what they're out here doing too, man, right? They got this Caesar Borgia picture, and they're deceiving people, saying that that's the Christ, and this, it's all around wickedness and sorcery, all around. You just gotta open your eyes to and actually see what's going on around you, man, right? But Yahushua said, "Be not deceived, man." Right? Like the scriptures say, man, when the coming of the Son of Man comes, it shall be like lightning. Just paraphrasing, that shines that shines on the east, and it can be seen in the west. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the Son of Man is. You're not gonna be, oh, this is the Son of Man right here. Oh, he's in the desert. What do you say? Lo, I'm in the desert, or I'm in a cave. No, man. Every eye is gonna see when Yahweh comes, man. Right? So we cannot be deceived about that, right? And Revelation 13 on down tells you the description of what Yahweh looked like, man. Right? And he doesn't have blue eyes and blonde hair, man. Right? And pale skin. That's not the true description, man. Right? And that's just deceiving the people, man, with the sorceries, right? Because that's all you see in the movies when they do a film, right, about Yahweh Shai. They always make him a so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? But we are not ignorant to that, right? Let's get that, right? Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2 and verse number 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices, man, right? So we know, right, a lot of this stuff, man. You got your smartphones, right, which tap into everything that you do, and they can see you, right? When you go, it's crazy when you even go to you do an app, you download an app. It could be a game or something, and then the game asks, to allow to use your camera, to allow to use your contacts, to allow to do all, like, and it's like, why? I'm just all you're doing is playing a game. You could be playing Candy Crush, man. They're asking to see, to let it see your photos and let it, see your contacts. Like, it's crazy, man. And it's all like, there's always a hidden agenda about these things, man. Right? And we can't be ignorant of that, man. Right? So when we're looking at the news and we see certain things, we got to see what else is going on, right? Because there's something else when it's a breaking news or there's something else that's behind the scenes that they're using that magic, they're using that smoke screen. What else is behind them, man? Right? And that's why the scriptures also tell us, let's get this, right? Book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, and verse number 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant. It says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Right? So you can't be drunk with the wine of her fornication, man. Right? You got to be sober in this thing. Right? You got to be in the right state of mind, man. And the only way to get in the right state of mind is through these scriptures and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, in these last days. Right? But it says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Right? And what does a lion do? A lion stalks his prey. Right? A lion stalks his prey. He stalks his prey until the right time. Right? And that's why you got to be sober. You got to always be, ready and be attentive. Right? When you think about, when you just watch, like, even these nature shows, man, you see, the gazelle and all them, right? They go down to get something to eat, and then they look up, and they watching, right? Because they don't know, like, any moment that lion is hidden somewhere in the bush, ready to devour them, right? And let's get this, right? Let's go to the book of Lamentation, right? Chapter 4 and verse number 18. And it reads, they hunt our steps, that we cannot go out in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come, right? And that's what a lion does. A lion hunts your steps, right? or a prey. You know, it says, our persecutors are swifter than the eagle of the heaven. They persuade us, Salakia, they pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness, right? So even as an eagle, right? An eagle will soar high above his prey, right? Stalking him there. And then when he gets that opportunity, he swoops down upon him, man. And that's how these people do, man. That's how these devils do, right? But they use the sorcery to get us to get us drawn in and hypnotize something. So you be in here doing something. You might be on your computer. You might do whatever it is, man. All these different things that they've made that they say to make life easier, man. Right? A lot of that stuff is used to trick us, man. And that's why we can't be ignorant of his devices, man. Right? Because then all of a sudden he's gonna, all that technology, man. You just want stuff even simpler and simpler, right? And the next thing he's gonna be trying to implement that C hip to you, man. Right? Putting that MARK, right, in your right hand on your forehead, man. Trying to say that it's gonna be a simpler thing, man. Right? They're gonna be trying to wow you with that. They're gonna wow you with the sorceries of that, man. And we cannot be ignorant of that. You know what I'm saying? And we got to make sure that we're watching, right? Let's get this right. But they're like lions, man, waiting to devour us, man. And this is Revelation 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having a great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time," right? So he knows that he has a short time, right? And he's trying to use all his tactics, right? He has that black hat that you see the magicians wear, and he's just pulling all the tricks out of his bag at this point, man, because he knows, right, that his time is coming up, right? And it's our job to warn the people, man, of what's to come, man, right? To let people know that this sorcery and stuff is being used upon them, and it's time to wake up, man. Right? And let's get that, right? We gotta wake up, man. We're trying to wake people out of this American dream, out of this sleep, man, and get them to wake up and move around, right? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and 11. It says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light," right? And when you saw with that sorcery, man, it's like talking about like black magic and all this magic stuff, man. This sorcery, right? This stuff exists, man, right? This is in the scriptures, right? And we cannot be ignorant of that. And we got to understand that that's how this nation moves, and how this nation has become such a powerhouse, through their sorcery, right? And ultimately, right, it's through the spirit of Yahweh Shemashai set it up like that. But we know that, right? Got a couple more, right? So we just got to make sure that we're watching and we're seeing what's going on, right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse number 41. And it says, "Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak," right? And one thing that they know, right, and how they've mastered their magicianry, is they know that the flesh is weak. So they try to do things that entice the flesh, right? Even like when you look on your phone, like things that you look at, all of a sudden, why the ads pop up about that, something that you might look at. You might look at some Air Maxes, and next thing you know, you flipping through, and so all of a sudden, an ad pops up with the new freshest Air Maxes on there. You know what I mean? To get you drawn off for whatever you were doing, man. Right? But it says, "Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation," right? Because once they get you caught up in the magic and they've hypnotized you, then it's going to be easier to control you, and it's going to be easier to implement the things that they want to get done, right? And that's, we know that ultimately coming up is going to be that C hip, man, that MARK, man, right? That Revelation 13:16, man. And that's what we try to warn the people, man, right? That you gotta watch and pray, right? That you enter not into temptation, right? Because the spirit might be willing, but the flesh is weak, man, right? Let's get one more. We close it out. Like I say, it's watching right now is very important and seeing what's going on, right? And not getting caught up with all the different things, man, right? You've had all these different stuff going on. The Super Bowl tries to draw you off, right? They got the All-Star game, like all these different things, man, to try to just draw your attention away from what's really going on, man, right? This is Luke chapter 21 and verse number 36, man. It's one of my favorites. It says, "Watch ye therefore and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man." Right? And that's ultimately what we want to do, man. Right? So, like I said, it's very important because this place will try to hypnotize you with their magic and their sorcery, man. Right? And you got to pray, man, to Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, that you don't get caught up in the illusions, right? And these grand illusions and these things that they're doing, right, to entice the people, because many people are going to be deceived, right, including other nations, man, right? And ultimately, it's because they're trying to do their plot and their plan, man, right? So with this, I hope this lesson has been edifying, right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Kahula Yahweh, Bahashem Mashiach Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Kodash. Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. To the elect, man, stay strong, stay diligent, stay focused, man, right? Keep reading, keep praying for one another, man, right? And keep praying for the downfall of this wicked nation, man, right? And that the Lord will deliver us from this evil and wicked place, man, right? And he will not lead us into temptation, right? And with that, shalom.